when they are consuming your minds and your thoughts and your dreams, from the angels to the demons and to the mysteries unseen, there is no need to worry. There is no need for dread. It's just time to discuss the thing at the foot of the bed.
Good evening, and if you're just tuning in, thank you for your patience. Little live shows, that's what happens. Get some few tech issues, but we figured it out. Anyways, welcome. You're listening to or watching The Thing at the Foot of the Bed on UFO Paranormal Radio Network, and we are streaming also on 105.3 out of Mississippi and 107.7 of the beautiful city of New Orleans, Louisiana. And I'm one of your hosts, Lorilei Potvin. I am the host of my own show on Monday nights here, called the Angel Rock from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I am a Canadian psychic medium. I'm also a crystal Reiki energy healer, Akashic Records practitioner, spiritual teacher and mentor. I'm a registered nurse. I'm also a budding animal communicator, well-versed in near-death experiences, having studied them professionally and personally for over 40 plus years, and having had one as a toddler. And there's probably something else, but we're going to get to it. We got everybody just popping in, which is wonderful. I'm going to introduce my amazing co-host in just a sec. As we know, I have a few little housekeeping things to get out of the way. So if you're liking what you see, please like, share, and subscribe, and tell your friends and family. There's something for everybody on this network. We're always having new hosts joining the network, new shows, and we do stream on this network 7 days a week, multiple shows live. And when we're not streaming live, the archive server randomly picks shows over the last 25 plus years to throw in here. So there's always something cool, exciting, and amazing for all of us. If you want to watch us, we are on TV. You just head over to Roku.com or your device that you're watching it on. You're going to go to the channel store. You're going to type in UFO space P as in paranormal. There's a drop-down list. We're about the third and fourth one down, and what you're looking for is UFO space paranormal and United Public Radio. So there's a lot of people here we're going to say hi to. We're so glad that you're all here. If you know about the Angel Rock and this show, it's very audience participative. We do this show, and you guys make it for being here. 80% of our audience is audio only, and we do stream to every country around the world. So people from all over are watching, but we'd love to have you join as part of the conversation. So if you'd like to do that, please head over to UFO Paranormal and United Public Radio on Facebook and YouTube. You can comment there. We're streaming to David's YouTube channel and his group, The Spirit Experience. We're streaming to my Facebook profile, which is Lorilei Potvin. We're also streaming on Instagram. Speaking of Instagram, under the Angel Rock, you guys aren't integrated into the main chat, so I'm not purposely ignoring you. I do pop in throughout the show to try and say hello to everybody that's there. So come and join us. We're also on Canada's Most Haunted. We're on my YouTube channel, which is The Angel Rock with Lorilei Potvin. And one last thing, I think I remembered everything. I don't have a script, you guys. It's off the top of my head. So come hang out with us in Thunder Bay, where I'm from, in Northwestern Ontario, Canada. And I hear we got a lot of people coming already from all over the world. This October 4th to 6th, 2024, for the Lake Superior Paranormal Convention. Tickets are available now, and they are going fast. They've sold over half. We had Lucky Paranormal, who is local here, Mel and Gail Willis. They put a lot of work into this, and it's going to be amazing. So we have VIP Plus and Supernatural and VIP passes, and they are limited. Like I say, I believe over half of them are sold already. So we also have regular tickets, and I was talking with the ladies when they were on the Angel Rock on Monday night that would they consider streaming it online, and they are going to try and make that happen. So for those of you that can't come, hopefully you can join online and watch it live. So some of the speakers that are going to be there are Shane Pittman, Jeff Belanger, our own Carrie Lynn Shellhorn from UPRN, and she's got Spirit Switchboard tomorrow from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Amazing show. don't forget to join in. She's having another fellow UPRN host on tomorrow night, I believe, Sean Kelly. So he's very well versed in the paranormal, so you do want to check that out. She's also, when she's here, doing a special thing on the Sunday, and it's called her Spirits and Sweets. And what it is desserts, and she does a big room of people and gives out personal readings. She's an amazing medium and paranormal investigator, and you'll just love her. She's amazing if you have not met her yet. And we get to meet each other finally in person. The travel channels Beyond the Haunting, Chris Ratowski, he's going to be talking about UFOs and Bigfoot. D. Macaulay from Dark History, he's local here. The Winnipeg Paranormal Group, and so many more, including myself. I'm going to have a table, as most of us will there. I'm working on all kinds of spooky and spiritual stuff, and then we have resin and stuff to sell. So if you'd like to join us, head over to Lake Superior Patreon.com and you can get tickets. Finally, Dave, go for it. Finally, you can tell them about our group. And
wow. That is okay, Lorilei. That is a mouthful. So if you guys have noticed, my room color almost matches Lorilei's hair. I know, but I wanted to match your hair. Look at that. So there you go. Almost a little purpley. You guys, hello. My name is David Hanzel. I am a spiritual medium, a near-death experiencer or survivor, how you want to put it, channel, and pretty much all the stuff that Lorilei said, except I don't know, a couple things.
We do almost exactly the same thing. Both.
No, we do almost about the same stuff. I hope you guys are good today. Thank you for waiting for us and everything. Every once in a while, you know, it is a live show. We have those tech difficulties.
Our background and our video wasn't there, and it's nobody's fault. There's something I was supposed to reset, and I forgot to do it. That's what it was.
Oh well. That's okay. You know, it's like our logo was like a ghost for a bit. Just like it wasn't there. Like we saw it, we know it's there, but it's not there. I'm also watching on Instagram. I'm watching Lorilei's on Instagram. And I also did share this to my main Facebook page. We'll see what's happened. I did it from the Instagram thing.
Okay.
We'll see what happens. I wanted to experiment. But
we'll get you on there eventually. We'll get you on the soundboard, but then you got to do all the crap. I'm not crap, but all
then I do all the crap. I don't know if I want to do crap. I had sent you a video right before we started because what I'm looking at right now outside my windows, I have a beautiful forest in front of me, and I sent you a picture of a woodchuck. He was out by my car.
Oh no!
Because it was raining outside, and he was eating all the little leaves. I'm like, "Hello, little woodchuck. I am waiting for something scary to come out of those woods one day." I think, just Chuck. I'm like yelling, "Hey, Chuck, what's up? Keep the monsters away." But anyway, we'd like to say thank you to all you guys who are here today. If you are a Facebook user, hello, Facebook user. If you're watching us on Facebook and you want us to see your name, if you look right above where we are talking right now, you'll see a link. Just tap on it and it'll just say, do you give permission to use your name? And then you just say yes or no. If you don't want us to know who you are, that is totally fine. You can just type in your name if you'd like to. Otherwise, you can watch us incognito. It's fine. We do not mind at all.
What about our group?
Yep, that was next. Yay! Also, you guys, we do have a thing at the foot of the bed group on Facebook now. Once we get 200 people in there, when we get the first 200, Lorilei and I will go on there and do a bunch of free live card readings and such, just for fun. Also,
let me tell them this about the group. I checked it today, Dave. We are at 99, and you guys, we only have, I think, about 10 or 15 people that voted on what you guys want to be called. So far, the thingies are in the lead with 6 votes. So I'm going to give you one more week. Head over there. You can add your own choice or vote. And that's what we'll call you guys, whatever you choose.
Yeah, plus you can, any scary stories you have or photos or anything you'd like to talk about on air is fine. Also, Lorilei is nice enough to, during our shows, when we have short YouTube clips and stuff, Lorilei will post them in our group. So anybody who's just listening, they can go to the group and they can see what we were talking about. I wanted to address Derek White Sky Cloud said, how much would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? And a woodchuck would chuck as much wood as a woodchuck could if a woodchuck could chuck wood.
Okay, let's go to the top and say hi to everybody. I do want to see, I saw Jonathan Keyworth here, and he's got a brand new podcast. Jonathan, I'm going to have to read it here, on a network. Hang on, it's just updating. Come on, update technology here. So he has a new show tomorrow night called Legit Darkness Descends with the JK-47. And I'm joining him tomorrow night. So it's 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will post the link after this show. I hope you guys will head over there and support him. He's with the network over there. Sounds like they got some great programming too. And yeah, so let's see. We've got Sandra Sharp. She says hi. Diane Brighton. We got Michelle Wilfong, Cindy Simpson, Jonathan Keyworth, Heather Donlatovich. She says hello to the two of my favorite boo people. And we've got Contessa Martins. She says hello, beautiful souls. Jackie Lane says hello. I got Diane Brighton, I think. Michelle Wilfong. Let me see if I missed anybody else. Thank you, Diane Brighton, saying like and subscribe. Absolutely. Jackie Lane, Facebook user that you told. That was so awesome. And Michelle Wilfong says, David and Lorilei, I'm getting better at connecting with my paranormal activity. Well, that's cool to hear.
Woo-hoo!
Okay, so Derek says, tell Chris, sorry, I didn't mean to, did I star that? I didn't mean to. Sorry, it moved. I got to unstart. You guys are commenting and it's moving. So Derek says, tell Chris Witowski I said hello. I will, but maybe you'll be able to tell him yourself if you can if they are able to do it online, Derek. And let's see. Oh, Kathy Hanley Little says, good evening, foot thingies. Maybe that's what we're going to be called. We got Ruth Cleaver. She says, hello, Lorilei and David. Facebook user again. And Derek says he barbecued with Chris Witowski in Winnipeg in 2013. Well, that's pretty cool. And then he did his woodchuck. Okay, Michelle says she last week it kicked her off at least 10 times and he kept coming back. I hope it doesn't happen this week because I don't want to miss anything. Well, the good news is, Michelle, that there's always a copy. So there's always a copy on David's YouTube, my YouTube, UFO Paranormal's YouTube, and on Facebook as well. So, and then there's always audio. Wherever podcasts and talk radio are carried, there, believe me, the most obscure app that runs those kind of things, you will find our network on there. Hang on. We got Howie here. He says, you just gave me a loaded subject list, David, and Howie's with the Rift Nation Networks, you guys. So check it out. He's got the Orion Effect, which we have been on with Rhonda and Howie or Ed, depending on what profile he's using. We got Kelly here. We got another Facebook user. Oh, Mel Willis is here. Hi, Mel. I was just talking about you and Gail. Were your ears ringing? And Jonathan says he loves your room, David.
Thank you.
Okay. Yes, Mel, I think you tuned in a little bit right after I did my whole spiel. And Derek is a paranormal investigator and a psychic medium out in British Columbia. And he's a good friend of mine. So let's see. We got, I hope I didn't miss Kelly. She might have been a Facebook user because I see someone saying, hi, Kelly. And let's see. Gail's here too. Well, I'm so happy to have you two ladies here. I don't know if you missed it, but I was talking about you guys being on the Angel Rock on Monday night. I gave us all a big plug for Lake Superior Paracon. Okay, now I'll stop talking, Dave.
Oh, don't ever stop talking. Just keep on going.
David, you have been busy.
Oh, I've been way busy. I know I got this is my office now. I got it all blue for the show. Not creepy. But yeah, I've been getting all my rooms done. I've lived here. And you guys, I got to do, this is a spiritual thing, but anyway, today's April 11th, and I had I don't know, I'm one of those people, I just hear all kinds of crap in my head sometimes. And one of them was like, pay attention to 11:11 today. And as I was saying that, I had some good news. I was talking to somebody, and all of a sudden I turned off my phone when I got off. It was 11:11 on my phone. But anyway, the day went really good, and I kept paying attention to everything. I'm like, okay, things are going to go good. Things are going to go good. And then I got home and I went in my mailbox, and I just got done talking badly about the place that I used to work at. And there was a check in my mailbox for almost $1,500 that they still owed me for my stocks. I'm like, oh my God, thank you. So I was very happy about that. It's like, oh, it's a house payment. Yay.
Yay. Let me comment on, well, good for you. We always like finding money in the mailbox. Definitely.
That's right.
So Jonathan says you should call us crawlers for your group. Well, Jonathan, you got to put that in the poll. There's some really good choices. I added one, Kevin Baconators. Now, if you've been with the thing at the foot of the bed since the beginning, you know about the joke of the thong at the end of the bed. And it comes from people that are new here. The first, I think it's a Friday the 13th. Is it Friday the 13th or
Yeah,
Halloween?
it's part 2. No, it's part 1.
It's the first one. And
It's the first.
Kevin Thong, I almost said, Kevin Bacon is really young in that movie, and he's wearing a Speedo with the other teenagers at the beach. And I don't know what they put in that Speedo. I can't even say it. Let's just say that it, especially with being a nurse, it's not any anatomy I've ever seen. I think it's a pack of gum. It's something rectangle. And Nicole Thomas Ryan, who's usually here, and she probably will pop in, she is amazing at Photoshop. So she's done a Photoshop. It's in the group. Photoshop of Kevin Bacon in his thong, not his face, just the thong and the torso. It's not obscene or anything. And she's got him kind of at the end of a bed. It is amazing. No, it wasn't a cucumber, maybe a gherkin. Maybe a gherkin.
I will tell you this, Kevin Bacon, if you are ever listening to this show and you ever listen to this, I don't mean anything bad, but that is one thing I don't want at the end of my bed. That is a thingy I don't want.
No, so Jonathan, not a cucumber. Like, it literally looks like, if you're old enough, you know, in those packs of gum, like Wrigley's spearmint gum and all that stuff. That's what it looks like. Or it's too big, even it's Pez dispenser would be too big. Like, I don't know what it is.
He was in a Speedo and they were swimming. So maybe
I gotta show it, because
maybe the lake was cold, you guys. I'm not quite sure. But these are the kind of scary things that are at the foot of our beds. Hubba bubba.
Well, that's what it's about. So that's why it's got the Kevin Baconators. It's got the Boo Collective, got a couple good ones. You guys can add your own. Could have been Hubba Bubba. I think even Hubba Bubba might have been too big. I'm telling you guys, I'm going to see if I can find this picture and I will put it up there. So we kind of talked a lot about black-eyed kids last week. We found a lot of info on that. Or did you come up with anything new and spooky?
I didn't. Did you have some on for today? There always do. There was another lore too, about not black-eyed children, but they were called something else. People were debating whether black-eyed children were part of the Men in Black stuff, or aliens, or maybe a cryptids, or just spooky things in general. I'm not quite sure. I did read a little bit more of the lore, and I find it quite intriguing. You can, some of the lore, really dig deep, because you'll get some good stories that don't have all the added scary stuff that people want to put in. They're just literally on that lore, and it's fascinating. It's really quite fascinating.
So you see why I said I don't think it's fake, because of how long.
I'm sure I am sure there's something to it. I mean, I don't know what it is, but I'm sure most of them, like you said, I go through, I do a lot of research. So does Lorilei, and I go through and I watch the ones where I'm like, oh, please, you're just this dude, whoever made this video knows nothing about this subject. He just grabbed it and made a video. Those ones I can tell they're not very good. But for people who actually follow the lore, there is a lot of information on them.
There's a little bit on white-eyed kids, but the thing I have the problem with is they have to be invited in, which goes back to the vampire lore, right? Mm-hmm. But they're not vampires. And then for the longest time, because I've known about them for quite a few years, and I kept thinking, okay, so what happens if someone lets them in? And there have been accounts of people that have let them in, or a child who let one of the children in a car. It's quite the story. So Jonathan thinks they're the Greys trying to appeal us. I don't know, Jonathan, because like, if you get into the legend and lore of black-eyed kids, like, people get really sick and they have a lot of misfortune. There's death around them. I found out, like, it's almost like they get radiation burns and stuff. No, I've heard of that with people having contact directly with UFOs and things like that. But the black eyes, their strange behavior, there have been accounts, seems to be sort of later on with the story accounts of, it seems like when they finally leave, sometimes they just disappear, but when they finally leave, they've gotten into vehicles like it looks like Men in Black. So what are they?
Personally, my personal opinion, I don't think they have anything to do with aliens. I do think they have a lot to do. I don't know if I want to say tulpas, but not really, because I don't think enough people would actually.
And it's all over the world, David. So usually with a tulpa, we get like a local, like
exactly.
Devil or Mothman, like it's legend and it's lore. But to be able to jump continents,
yeah, I think, and I wonder. Well, and if they're, well, you know what else that means is, and that make being funny, but black-eyed children would be bilingual as well. They'd be able to speak any language. So if you had black-eyed children,
they do speak, but they don't talk like normal kids, and they're not dressed like normal kids. Now, Derek says, I helped rescue 2 black-eyed young teens. He says that were possessed. I do know this story. He's shared it with me before. But no, we're talking about the phenomena. We kind of, David and I both posted stuff in the group about black-eyed kids, because you found some stuff and I found some stuff. And so we shared it, but I thought we might as well mention it. So I have the Kevin Bacon. Are you guys ready for the Kevin Bacon? This is Nicole Thomas Ryan, who created this. Shall I pull it up, David?
Maybe they got their black eyes from looking at the picture of Kevin Bacon. And then
it burned their eyes, my eyes. Okay, let me see if I can make this bigger for you guys and kind of, okay, so this is what's in that Speedo. This is what a beautiful job, well, it is a beautiful job actually that Nicole Thomas Ryan did of it. So she took the clip from the movie that I took a screenshot of from the movie, because I didn't want to watch it. And my partner Del said, oh, come on, it's actually kind of funny. And it's not funny, it's a tragic story, but it was funny compared to what horror. I don't like horror. We live enough horror with spirits and paranormal and stuff. Yeah. But when I saw that, I just happened to see it. I go, what the heck is in the Speedo? And so I had to go back to the movie clip and take a screenshot. And this is where it's come from. So that's where the name, okay, Kelly, be right back, she says. So that's what the Kevin, this is where the Kevin Bacon thing. And then we were named, for a while, we were being called the thong at the end of the bed.
The thong at the foot of the bed. Because I can tell you this, that's not a foot at the foot of the bed.
Uh-oh. That's not even a pack of gum. And that's been blown up.
Yeah, that's there are so many places to go on this, but
I know.
We're supposed to be a spooky show. No, not really. That's a spooky picture, actually.
Okay, Jonathan thinks it looks like a piece of plastic tubing. I don't even know if I could give it that. I encourage y'all to go to that movie. It's when they're all at the lake. I think before everybody starts, it's a Tootsie Roll. It could, I don't think it's a Tootsie Roll. It's square and it's rectangular. It's before anybody meets their demise, isn't it? They're all at the lake, like enjoying these teenagers and
the Pez dispenser at the foot of the bed.
That's a pretty tiny micro Pez dispenser.
I used to love Pez, and I no longer do. So I'm pezzed out.
I know we've got a lot of. It looks like a tea spout. Heather says, or Derek says, mouse trap in his pants. I don't know what it is, but it just. I can't say that. I can't say that, Howie, but I can show it. So I'll show it. I don't want to know if it is or it isn't, and I'm sorry for our audio people. Let's just say it has to do with male anatomy. That's all I'll say.
You can see Kevin Bacon's religion through his pants.
Yes, let's just say it's wearing a cowl neck.
Yeah,
the sweater has not been removed. That's what this was about, but it was a funny joke from Howie.
It was funny.
So you had have you had any more strange stuff, like with moving into the new house? And
what has happened? Probably the strangest thing that happened is, and I do, but you know what, you guys, and I'm not going to say, because I'm really not that guy who jumps at every sound. It really, nothing bothers. It's got to really get me to do that. Mm-hmm. The other night I did I was sitting on my chair watching TV, which I don't even really do that often, but I was sitting on my chair watching TV and I heard something outside my door.
Outside the
and
door.
outside my front door. And I was like,
Okay.
And it was kind of just like a little sound. And then I heard more sound and I couldn't pinpoint it. And then it was kind of dark in my room. And I thought, well, where are the cats? So I didn't
That's
see
what I
them.
was thinking. Yep.
My cats were in the kitchen. All 4 of them were in the kitchen.
Okay.
And I was like, So I went and looked out my window thinking, okay, I'm going to look out the window. Please. I don't want a pair of eyes looking back at me. And there is nothing. There is nothing there. But the most things I do is I do hear sounds, and like my view right now. I mean, if I could turn this around, but I don't want to. Well, let's see. I'm going to show you my view.
I love the lights. Oh, you were talking. Oh, David, what a beautiful view.
That's my view.
I was going to go, why do you have a computer in the middle of screen in the middle of your forest? And I realized it's a reflection.
There's people who are in the forest and they're watching the computer. But and it could just be me because I'm new here, but I have seen things go by. I did the other day. I sat here in the dark with little Angel, and Angel sat at my desk and he looked around, and I just looked out there to see. I had 2 strange things happen, though. This was good. So I was sitting in my office and I was doing a mediumship reading for somebody. Mm-hmm. And if anybody knows, when we do mediumship readings, or when I do mediumship readings, they give me information all different ways. So either it's just straight out talk, or it's like a film strip going on, or they will set my eye to something. Like they make me look like I'll be staring at something and I can't control myself. And that time I was looking about this, I think it was the woman's mom. And I was talking to her mom and going on. And as I was talking to her mom, a big old gray cat a real one, walked right in front of my office and just walked real slow right across there. And I looked at it and I said, oh, I said, hon, what's with the cat and your mom? She goes, what color is the cat? I said, it's a big gray one, short hair. She goes, oh my God, that's her cat. It's with her. And I'm like, yeah, apparently so. But that's how they gave me the information, by actually having a stray cat walk past my house that looked exactly like their mom's cat. I just described that cat. She's like, that's the cat. And I know it wasn't a ghost cat. It was a real cat. It's just how it works sometimes. And I've had a lot of stuff like that happen. Another one too, which was odd. I did another reading in here the other day. And as I'm doing the reading, in the middle of it, I see 2 little dogs go by they run by my window, and they had collars on. I mean, they weren't that. And as I'm sitting there, I see the 2 dogs, they go by. I'm doing more of the reading, and all of a sudden I can't take my focus off those 2 dogs. So I was sitting there and I'm talking to the spirit. There goes a train. I'm talking to the spirit, and I was like,
you and your trains there. Hi, Kasoon. Nice to see you.
But I did these 2 dogs went by, and I said, by any chance, did you lose 2 dogs recently? 2 small dogs? She goes, yeah, one was a Chihuahua and one was this and that. They were really old. They died like a month apart. And I'm like, oh, and she goes, why do you see them? And I said, well, I think they just sent me a sign. So I'm sure that they're okay, because those 2 little dogs ran by me. And I was like, God, that is so weird. But that's nothing like awfully scary, Lorilei, except for that one time with that was at my place I was leaving, and I heard the laughter in the kitchen. That actually was the only thing.
I think that was attached to that piano, that little piano your dad dropped off to you.
I was, and it very well could be. I would not. That is something I would not slough off as, oh, we're just making that up. I think that's true, because it was after I got that little piano my dad dropped off that I had some weird stuff happen.
Yeah, because you didn't have anything before that. Hey, I was looking through some of the strange videos, because I always got a ton downloaded. And I know we haven't really talked a lot about this, but I know we've mentioned it, and I've talked about it on the Angel Rock when I've done shows on my own. This is evidence of I always say when I'm doing a paranormal, starting a paranormal investigation or an interview, some of the questions I will ask, do you have small children or do you have animals around? because I believe that small children can see spirit. Never mind the fact that we were all small children once upon a time, which means that we all do have that ability. I think it's like riding a bike. Some people. So I think what happens is we may need someone to help guide us back to remembering. But I want to show you guys this. I didn't even get a chance to ask Dave about that, but is that okay, Dave, if I show you?
Yeah. Go ahead.
This is just precious. Okay. I've seen this video before. This little one can barely talk. Okay, so hang on. Let's see if we can show her. I want to make sure that's showing. Is that showing? No, I gotta. Oh, this kills me every time. Adding now to the stage.
Coming now to the stage. Your mom.
That's what it says. Okay. Well, let me take.
I love this one. I saw this one a million times.
Hi, Carrie Lynn Shellhorn. I was going to say my favorite goat. She'll know what that means. She'll know what that means. As we know, goats are adorable and I love them, but they also can mean greatest of all time too. I sent her a funny meme with that. That's why today. Okay, so let's watch this. This is precious. I've got another one too. So hang on. Okay, so you guys, I'll make.
Who are you waving at me?
As this little girl was about to leave her mother's grave, she began waving and saying goodbye.
Bye, kids. Bye-bye.
Her aunt was confused by the situation, considering they were the only two people at the cemetery. She steps up onto her mom's grave before leaning her head up for a kiss. She points and says goodbye one last time, before going on as if nothing strange just happened.
Who are you waving at me?
Okay,
as this little girl...
It's not very long. So was that not one of the most precious things you've ever seen?
Yeah, I saw it. I did see that one. There was another one. It was.
I got a couple more. I'm gonna upload right now.
There was one where the kids, the children went to go see their grandparents' grave, and they waved.
Take that off here for a minute. Yes, but I've seen all kinds of that. I just joined a group on Facebook today, talking about children with verifiable stories and reincarnation. It came up in my feed, because I'm passionate about that. I know we've talked on air and off air about it, and then studying near-death experiences, and then having patients that have had a cardiac arrest and then been resuscitated and sharing on, because I used to work nights a lot, as you know, I've shared, and talking about their experience and what they saw and what they went through. And you knew darn well that they had an experience. So it was, and so when it's kids and they're able to verify the story, it's just fascinating. Absolutely fascinating.
Carrie Lynn Shellhorn said something.
Oh, hang on.
Very important about intuition. Do you see it up there? Carrie Lynn Shellhorn, amazing medium. You guys go check her out. Check out her page. Check out everything.
Her show.
Yeah, her show's on here too as well. I always forget that. Carrie Lynn said, for intuition, you use it or you lose it. For anybody that is out there who is looking to use their intuition, that is exactly right. I mean, people ask me, because I probably do, I mean, outside like my main readings that I do through my website, I always go like on TikTok or something. And I usually read about 20, 30 readings a night every time I go on TikTok. So that's like almost 100 readings in a week right there. Now they're short readings and everything, but the intuition, psychic, all of our, I guess, gifts, whatever you want to call them. I just say we all have them. So I don't know how gifty it is, but if you use it and you concentrate on it, it'll get better and better and easier and make more sense to you. But if you just do it once in a while, or say, I'm not going to use it anymore, forget about it. It's just not going to be as honed as it was before.
I always think it's like riding a bike though, right? Because one of my cats is singing the song of their people, so don't mind her. No, we're not having animal wars right now. Thank you.
Don't cry for me, can of tuna.
Yes, no, the dog's
telling
the cat to be quiet, but she gets quite roary because she's now she's coming over, of course, because she's a German Shepherd, right? Where was I going with this? Now I got all distracted. I'm going to read some of these comments. We got Joe Fox says, hello, UPRN. Welcome, Joe Fox. Yes, that's live video, you guys. We're regular people, just like all of you. We were talking about the paranormal, obviously, but I'm going to share some of these things. So Nicole says, I got a message today in a song that it's time to play again. I used to get a lot. I know it was about her gifts. I knew if I talked long enough, I would get it. Speaking of this, thanks, Nicole, because this reminded me what I was saying when I got distracted. She said that it's time to play again. I used to get a lot of paranormal things as a kid, so I think it is a way to get back to my gifts. I'm going to answer that right away, and I know you are too, Dave. Number one thing, somebody asked us last week, it is imagination part of accessing your gifts? And David and I both said at once, yes. And going to a place of joy and gratitude and love is one of the most beautiful spaces you can go. And the more you use it, the stronger it becomes. That's what I was starting to say. We all had this, I believe, as little children. And I think it's like a bike, but I do agree with Carrie Lynn. If you don't use it, you'll lose it.
Yeah, you're going to lose it. Now I wanted to ask if anybody else on here is a medium or practices psychic stuff. I know when I was a child, just since we're kind of talking about children and stuff, when I was a child, our houses were crazy. I mean, they were crazy active. They were active like nowadays somebody would put it on a YouTube video and put scary music behind it, and it wasn't as scary as that. It was frightening. But I wish as a child, I was encouraged, because when I used to tell people, there's a man in the attic over there, oh no, there's nobody in the attic. Oh yes, there is. What do you think that sound was, you idiots? That's how I was as a kid. I literally slammed the door and you guys ran upstairs to ask who slammed the door. And it's like, I'm in bed. It was that man in the attic.
I always believed my children when they would, like, it got so bad in my old house that my eldest son's bedroom, we just used as storage because he could not sleep in there when he was a little kid. And as a parent, you'll go in and check on your little ones at night. And I used to, this is a little bit graphic, but not gross, but I would go in and he had one of those bunk beds up with the desk and play space underneath. And his dad and I would go in and check. And 3 to 4 times a week, I would find him laying on his back and he had thrown up. And I was so terrified he was going to choke. He was so terrified to stay in that bedroom. Even my youngest, because they've got 2 boys for anybody that's new here, and he would say, red eyes, mommy, red eyes in my closet. And when I did have somebody local who, the only person I was able to find to come, that is a crazy story, when she did try and clear the house. But I know when she went by my youngest son's bedroom, she went, oh, we're going to save that to last. And that woman almost passed out when she tried to clear what was there. She was on the floor, like it was a rug floor. I swear to God, this story is so crazy. I couldn't make this up. She had tears streaming down her eyes and she kept saying, I'm so sorry about it. I said, don't be sorry. It was crazy. So I don't know what was in my son's bedroom. Oh, actually I do. She said that, now that I remember, she said, my eldest, who starts with an L, I don't say his name without his permission. He's a grown-up now. She said there was a little girl she saw with a blonde ponytail that had been there, she says, stuck there. I don't know why, but she was very, 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 very angry. I don't know if she was able to help her pass or not, like cross over, because things got worse after she was there. And she did her best, so it wasn't her fault. It just, I don't know what was there. It was a crazy house with a portal to wherever, negative space.
I've lived in a couple crazy houses, but I like them. I mean, I don't know. I'm sorry, guys. I just don't get scared in houses, even when they're really haunted. I get the things that scare me are jump scares.
Oh,
I don't like jump scares. I can sit in a dark room and hear a voice whispering, and I'm so used to that. I mean, I really am. It sounds crazy, and I sound like a crazy son of a, you know what? But it's true. I'll sit here and I do hear voices. So I just answer them right away. There's nothing else to do.
David, I am telling you, in my previous home, what was there? No, no. And I have pictures to prove it. There was something there. People were experiencing it. It was crazy. Like if it's regular spirits and you can get a good medium in to try and coexist peacefully, I would have been fine with that. We were getting hurt. That's why. So Jennifer shares, though, when my son was 3 or 4, he said to me, Uncle Casey says hi. I said to him, honey, I don't hear Uncle Casey. And my son said to me, Mommy, you're not listening hard enough. She said it stopped her dead in her tracks. What is
That's, and the kid, you know what? The kid was right. That's usually what it is. You just weren't listening. You know, I'm going to tell you a quick little story because my mom told me this story. She reminded me. One of the first like apparitions that I saw that was like so physical, it was scary. Was this little girl in one of the houses that showed up. I won't tell you the whole story, but anyway, she ran down the hallway to my parents' house and into the parents' bedroom, and actually it ended up being a ghost. But anyway, my mom, also in that same house, my mom used to hear somebody every night go, Joyce. And my mom's so funny. And she would say, shut up, Dennis, shut up. My dad would say, I didn't say anything. Quit calling my name. And my mom in the morning then would go, Dave, that damn George was over here again. He was saying, Joyce, if he's with you, you better tell him to go away because I don't want it no more. And I'm like, I don't know about no damn George. But anyway, it happened a couple times. And all of a sudden, one night, my mom says, he called my mom's name, and my mom said, leave me alone. She said, I'm done with you now. I'm done. And the next night, when my dad was sleeping, he wakes up and goes, Joyce, quit moaning. She's like, and she wasn't even in the room. And she was we're not moaning. And my mom starts laughing. Hi, George is after you now. And my dad was so funny. My dad just got up and he just said, leave me alone. And it never happened again.
It never happened again?
No, not to him. It never bothered him again. It did my mom every once in a while. George never bothered me either. That's what she called him. George never bothered me at all. That house had a lot of activity in the staircase that was up between the family room and my bedroom and another bedroom and a bathroom upstairs in the attic. And that staircase was so active, and it was always active when I was gone. They would always hear somebody going up and down, and they'd come out because I was like 18 at the time, and I was just started a bartending job. So I'd come home at like 2, 3 in the morning, and my mom would always go, when did you get home? I'm like, I just got home. She goes, you just walked upstairs. I walked up the steps a little while ago. I said, no, I didn't. That wasn't me. And then she'd always try to scare me, so I wouldn't go upstairs. I just went up, and they never bothered me. They never bothered me at all. But it was a strange house. It was fun.
Well, I have had the paranormal. I'm going to be 59 in August. And as far back as I can remember, hi, Betty Spaghetti. She says, you guys have great energy. Well, thank you.
Hi, Betty Spaghetti.
I remember this house. So I would have been 3, maybe 4. And believe it or not, I used to be painfully shy. Believe it or not. And used to hide in my closet a lot. I didn't want to see people. I didn't talk. And then I opened up the gate at 16 and have not stopped talking. But I've told this story. The house was so old, and it's still, I don't know if Mel and Gail are still here. Carrie Lynn, I just thought of this too when you come up here. I bet you the house is still there. I haven't been to the south side of the city. So this would have been 69, 68, 1969. The street was called Archibald Street, and the house was so old back then. I remember my parents were renovating. It was a beautiful house that had old wood French doors with all the original glass and glass knobs, all hardwood. You couldn't wear bare feet because you get slivers. The floors were old. Oh, Mel's still here, she says. Anyways, what had happened was one night I was up in my bedroom, and that's what I was going to say. Sorry, I get distracted here. I got all this stuff going. I can hear spirit. And anyways, my mom, when she was renovating, I remember to get down to the plaster at that time, they took off 37 layers of wallpaper to get to the plaster. That's how old this house was. And I had my first, that I can remember, paranormal experience in there. I've told it before, and it was, and my mother would have just paddled my butt if I got up in the middle of the night. I don't know what time it was. Everybody was in bed and it was storming out, and there were trees in the backyard, right, that could hit the glass of the window. And back in that time, the wallpaper was all funky purple flowers, I remember, but the curtains were really gauzy. I don't know why do people
me, that was me.
Who's messaging me while I'm live, because I gotta have Facebook open. Oh yeah, Julie Jean Bassett says, hard to believe you were shy. I was painfully shy. Like I would not speak.
I was too. I
would hide when people came to my house, or if I had to go. My mother always tried to put me in skating and dancing and stuff. Gail says, I think I know that house near the old hospital. I'll tell you the address. I still remember it. Not quite close to the hospital. It's closer to Dease Park. You'll know where that is, Gail. Anyways, I think Carrie Lynn and I and all of us should go check it out. I know they're not going to let us in the house, but we should go check it out, because that was.
Do you and Carrie Lynn, do you know the Fairmont Banff Springs Hotel in Canada?
Canada. No. There's lots of Fairmont. So where is it in Canada?
Oh, it is. It just says. That's what I sent you, because I looked up a little things about that hotel. I just sent you. There's like
on Facebook here. That's why it's dinging. Because this house. Oh, you know what? I got the next video queued up. So thank God I got a gazillion devices here. So hang on. So I'll tell the story for people that are new here first, then I'll take a look at this. So it was storming out. Everybody was in bed, and you had those old gauzy lace type of curtains from back in that time, right, for a little girl's room. And I thought I heard it was storming, the branches tapping on the windows. And I mean, I still remember this. And kept looking. I was hiding under my covers. I was terrified. I could barely breathe. And I look up, and it looked like it was claws on the window. Like I could hear it starting to scrape on. Oh, I'm getting goosebumps on the window. And all I remember is hiding under my covers going, please don't hurt me. Please don't hurt me. Please don't hurt me. Please don't hurt me. I swear to God, and that would have been almost 55 years ago, if not more, something pinched me on my butt cheek, but high up, like where my waist would be. I swear to God, if a child could have had a heart attack, I would have. I mean, that's how traumatic it was. I still remember. So let me check this Fairmont. So that house, that's how old it was back then. Now, I haven't been to that part of the city in a long time, but as far as I know, the house is still standing. So when you guys got to come up to Thunder Bay, that's what you got to do. You got to come up for the Lake Superior Paracon. And then like Gail just said, Mel just said, we'll check it out, because Mel and Gail, those are the people I was talking about at the beginning that were on the Angel Rock. They're putting this together, and they live in Thunder Bay. And Carrie Lynn's coming up here. You need to come up for it, and then you can
Thunder Bay sounds like Thunder Bay sounds like a nude beach in Australia, doesn't it?
Okay, so I actually said Port Arthur, and what happened was the city used to be Port Arthur and Fort William. There's a lot to do with over in England with the fur trade. We have a beautiful reenactment place called the Old Fort William. So most of us that are older are used to calling it Fort William and Port Arthur. Like my mother used to complain bitterly, because I've always lived on the north side but grew up on the south side. It was like she was going to a different country, because she really was. She was going to a different city. So they're not that far apart. But okay, let me see what you sent me here.
It says, yeah, it's from that hotel, and it's about room 873. It says on the 8th floor where room 873 should be is only a blank wall. If you weren't paying attention, you wouldn't have even noticed it was missing. But if you look closer, you will see that not is all that it seems. The reason I started looking up, you guys, is I love to look up older.
Do you want
footage.
me to share it?
If you want to, it's really short.
This video's here. We'll play it after. It was another child video, but hang on, Dave. That's why I'm open. Okay, let's open it.
Down Under. That's right. Yeah, just because I'd like to look up really old footage, because it was before the time of AI and all that, all that other stuff. See, now I got a dark horse in front of me.
I'm adding it to the stage. Okay, hang on. Why is this so small?
This is like 8. Well, this was downloaded 8 years ago. I don't know how old it is.
The audio is really low. There we go. Can you see it okay, Dave?
Yeah, it's kind of small, but it's okay.
I don't know if I can make it bigger. I've got it in full screen. Is there closed captioning? Let's see if I can put closed captioning on for you guys. No, no closed captioning.
Yeah, it's old. Let's see if it.
Oh, that's where the door used to be, she says. Okay.
Control scroll up.
Is that what you want me to do?
No, that's what Jonathan said. Keyword.
Control scroll. It's not working, Jonathan.
We're gonna
Try
control scroll on you now because you
I'm
gave us
scrolling. It's just stopping it. Not making it bigger.
No, it might not. Oh well, too bad. I was.
Well, we'll post it in the group, Dave.
Huh? Yeah, we'll post it in the group. I started looking up really old stuff.
Okay, but what really scary, spooky stuff here?
Huh?
What's spooky and scary here?
That hallways, the room's not there. There's a room that's supposed to be there and it's not there.
But are they getting ghosties or what are they getting from there?
Yeah, it's been a haunted hotel. Yeah, they get a lot of stuff like that in there. A lot of weird stuff.
Well, let's post it in the group because some of these videos are dark and they're hard to see, right? Yeah, Jonathan, what do you said control scroll up. What Windows version are you using? Because I might think it's Windows 10 or 11 I got, but no, it wouldn't scroll up for me. I've tried everything. I've watched tons of videos on it and stuff, and I appreciate the help, but it wouldn't, because usually what I do is I just make it bigger as we're watching, right, Dave? But YouTube won't let me make it any bigger. So
well, that's okay. We'll go back to the other spooky stuff.
Okay, so I'd like to know more. So where is this located? Do you know? Oh,
no,
somebody said in Alberta. Okay, in Alberta.
Oh yeah, Ruth said that she worked there in the 70s.
Oh my gosh!
How could you work there in the 70s, Ruth, when you were only like 5 years old? You're welcome.
See, now Gail's asking. Sorry, guys, I was behind. So Gail was asking in Toronto because there's a lot of Fairmount hotels. It's a chain.
Oh, there is?
Yeah.
Oh, it is.
Okay, Ruth, tell us some of your spooky stuff. If you got some spooky tales, tell us. Even we can even pull you on here for a sec if you got a really spooky tale, because that's just like, wow. David picks a video somewhere in Canada with a Fairmount, and you worked there with them. So why did they board it up? Because I couldn't hear why. Were you able to?
I couldn't quite understand why. There's a bunch of stuff. There's an actual hour-something long investigation that they did there too.
I don't have a mouse, Dave or Jonathan. He goes, hold control and scroll up on mouse. I'm on a laptop. I don't even have a desktop anymore because I got rid of it because I never use it. So, but thank you. That's why it wouldn't work. And before that, like you know what it is? I like portable stuff. Like I didn't even tell you, Dave. You guys get to find out too, I guess. I bought a 3D printer and I'm so excited about it. So I was even pulled the laptop out to play with the printer. I did use the up arrow. Absolutely. Hit control, hit the up arrow, tried it 3 times and it kept turning the video off. I don't know why. Okay, David sent me something else. What did
it's the same hotel. It's the Fairmont Banff Hotel, BANFF.
Oh, Canada's Most Haunted Hotel, full movie. Okay, we will post these in our group.
I'll put it in there now, so anybody wants to.
Okay, David will post them in there. And I always forget to do our on the hour. So I'm going to do it now. If you're just joining us, you are listening live to UFO Paranormal and United Public Radio Network, to The Thing at the Foot of the Bed on 105.3 out of Mississippi and 107.7 out of the beautiful city of New Orleans, or Orleans, I guess, to The Thing at the Foot of the Bed. And I'm one of your hosts, Lorilei Potvin, and my amazing friend and co-host David Hanzel is here, spirit messing with me. Oh, Jonathan, we haven't talked. I've had some activity here since you and I have connected. Maybe we'll get to talk about that tomorrow night on your show. So That will be fun because I'm joining Jonathan, if you're just listening, on his new show tomorrow night, 10 o'clock. I will post the link and share it after this on Facebook profile, and I'll try and do it everywhere else too. So Ruth says, thanks, David. I'm 65 years old. I don't recall any stuff from the hotel. I did hear rumors about a bride and groom that burnt to their death on their wedding day. Oh, is that ever sad? It's really sad.
They couldn't have just got a divorce?
Well, maybe no, on their wedding day.
Oh, on their wedding day.
You know what? Together in life and together in death.
There you go. Yep.
So I think that's really, I guess it's kind of morbidly romantic, maybe.
Well, yeah, there's thinking of, not to talk about more spooky, there's
not to talk about more spooky. We're here to talk
about spooky. Now that you brought that up, the marriage thing, there is a picture of a man and a woman. The last picture that they took, because they just got married, and on their honeymoon, they were up at some canyon. I don't think it was the Grand Canyon. And there's a picture of them where they took a selfie. Right after the selfie, they fell. That's how they found the camera.
Yeah, but Banff is in the mountains. It's in the Rocky Mountains. It's a big ski. It's kind of like, is it Vermont? Is it in Vermont? What do you guys got in the States? I forget. I just went blank. Your big ski area in the
Colorado?
US. Is it in Colorado?
Is it Aspen?
Aspen, yes, Aspen. Thank you. So Aspen, Banff, and I've never been there, but as I understand it, and there are a lot of celebrities that sometimes go up there, depending on where they're staying and what, to Banff. So Banff is kind of like the U.S. Aspen, if you will, from what I understand.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
So
Jonathan says that was at the Grand Canyon, the couple you're talking about, though.
We also have, up here we have, has anybody in North Carolina here been to the, oh my gosh, why can't I think of the name?
I just went blank too.
Oh my God, why can't I think of it?
I'll tell you, just describe it. Somebody will know what it is in the chat. Because we have the best
the Biltmore. The Biltmore in North Carolina. It's only like, a little over, and it's like an hour and a half for me. But the Biltmore, it's huge, and it's supposed to be, it has a lot of activity there. A lot of people say that. But have you been to the Biltmore? I don't know if they don't really allow. It's huge. I mean, it's gigantic. The people who own the Biltmore and all the land around it are, old time billionaires from.
Somebody's been there, but they're coming up as Facebook user.
Yeah, but the Biltmore is supposed to be haunted. I wanted to go through there just to feel around. I mean, I wish I could go in there at night and explore, but that's not allowed, and it never will be allowed. In fact, they won't even let people go do that there.
Well, Kathy Henley Little says senior moments, and Julie Jean Bassett, I just missed it. Sorry. She has been to the Biltmore, she said, and so is Nicole, Thomas Ryan, and so is Jackie Lane. They've all been. Mm-hmm.
Everybody's been to the Biltmore but me.
Well, I don't know the Facebook users. So we got a lot that have been there.
Yeah, I wish I could go. It's one of those places. If you just see it, I would love to go investigate it, but you can't.
They won't let you?
No, this is a gigantic place. It's staffed. It's everything. You can't.
But sometimes they rent out. For example, I watched.
Oh my gosh! A room there is probably bigger than a huge hotel in the mountains. That's how big the place is. It's giant. It's I don't even know what to call it. How many square feet it is? I don't know. I think the Biltmore is more like square miles. That's how big it is.
Nicole says very expensive to get in, and
no photos.
Yep. Okay. Well, I was going to say, you guys know I love Paranormal Nightmare. I love them on Friday nights. Josh, Rocky, and Sean, right? The Foreman brothers. Last week, now they kind of clickbaited the title, I thought, because it really wasn't demonic-y kind of activity. The woman that was having the experiences and her family were having awful experiences. But the investigation was mind-blowing because it was the most intelligent spirit communication I have ever heard. And they said the same thing. It went on for hours, you guys. So you got to check it out from last Friday, like real conversation across different type of ghost devices. And the spirit would say, well, I'm getting weak. I'm getting weak. So check it out if you want to see. And the reason I'm going to say it again, I always do. I'm fangirling, but the reason why there's a few channels I believe in, but definitely these guys, because they'll be live tomorrow night, Friday night, right? They always are with Paranormal Nightmare. Except they take 1 week off a month, but they'll go live and show you what they're filming Saturday night, or if they're filming stuff during the week, they'll show you what they're filming. And then Josh does all the editing and puts it into a video. So Kelly says, I wonder why no photos. I was thinking that too. And Julie Jean Bassett said they went there for a Christmas buffet one year.
They went for a Christmas buffet. A buffet at the Biltmore buffet.
It sounds very...
It is. The place is very, whoever, I would love to go see it. Actually, I'd just be happy to go on the grounds at night.
Well,
that would be
lots of spooky spot. You know what? That's the interesting thing, right? People have this false sense of security that, first of all, it's 3 a.m. somewhere in the world always. Second of all, just as much paranormal activity occurs in the daytime as it does at nighttime, but we feel safer, we feel more secure, and there's a lot more noise and a lot more stuff that we don't pay attention probably to 95% of what goes on. Same as we don't need to go to notorious places to see activity. I was talking about this on Monday night with Mel and Gail Willis, and I was saying I had a friend, Vanessa Hogel, who's filmed 2 seasons of a series, and I couldn't remember what the name was, and it was called Hidden Gems on it, and it's on Amazon Prime. And she went with one of her very close friends, Gwen, and what they went there for was to prove that you don't need to go to notorious places to document paranormal activity. So I think they went to Ireland the first season and then Scotland the next.
Yeah. I've had more spooky things happen to me in the woods during the day than I have at night.
Oh, Julie, yeah, we just need to come to my house.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not in my old house. I do have things here, or according to Kassoon, I have a Bigfoot in my closet. That's his standing joke with me. I have a Bigfoot. And he's speaking of someone else that's local. Here is Shannon. Hi, Shannon. Welcome.
Hi, Shannon.
Sorry, go ahead, Dave. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, I said hi to Shannon as well. That's what I was saying.
I was just gonna say hey, hi to Sean if you're at home. That's what I was gonna say.
Oh, yes. I know my house is my new house isn't. It should be scarier. This sucker was built in 1935, and I know there's crap here, but it just doesn't want to bother me right now. It might one day. And I think, I think it will. This room right next to me, I am always checking this room though. It doesn't bother me, but I got like this right next to me. Do you think it'd be the closet for the room? But it's got a window in that closet, and it looks like it used to be a bathroom at some time.
Window in the closet.
Yeah, I know, because this house was redone. There is a part added on this house, and that's why I think maybe there was something weird going on. But like I said, by no means,
really? Window in the closet. Yeah. Even Harry Potter didn't get that in the cupboard under
I have a Harry Potter right.
Do you?
See that little tall houses right behind it? That's my staircase goes over that. I wanted to
not pull a Harry Potter out of there.
I wanted to. I know sometimes when I'm in here and I'm doing readings, I look behind me and I think, oh, please, I don't ever want to see a head poke out from there. But if I wanted to put like a dummy Harry Potter in there, so when people came over, I could say, "There's the boy under the steps."
You're braver than me, because I would have that closet door shut.
The closet door is shut. This one's shut, but the whole thing. But
no, the one behind you, the cupboard under the stairs.
There's no. Hold on. There's no.
Watch something jumps out. Everybody, watch. Oh, I thought the door was against the wall. Okay, now I get it. I thought the door was against the wall the way it looks. Okay.
Yes, it's right here.
Okay, now I know why. Okay, now I was not expecting it to be on the left of what I'm seeing. I know it's opposite what I'm showing. So now I get it. Okay.
Yeah, and I was going to put all my trolls in there. But then, you know, you guys, when you do what we do, I mean, my imagination does run away every once in a while. I'm like, I'm going to put those trolls in there and I'm going to find them walking out or something. And I just don't want to deal with that. So I'm like,
I have a problem with gnomes too. We love
yeah,
gnomes.
we both have gnomes. Yeah.
Yes, we have gnomes. We have gnomes. I have my spooky book. I finally decided to display it. So I'm going to show it because, you know, I don't know if I'm going to get many of these made, but I might, you guys here, since we're not supposed to run around here, but I'm going to show you guys. So this is actually a journal, and I may try and make smaller ones. We'll see. But this I made, and it's a spooky, like, I guess, apothecary.
Cool. I love that.
It's a journal. So
oh, you made that? That's awesome. That's
I
awesome.
made it. I made all the little bottles, I even had the little monster. I'm going to go little monster book here. So I made him, and there's actually in the cupboard, there's little hidden things, and there's scrolls, there's drawers, the drawers pull out. So I'll see if I can get a few of them made. So I don't know. I will see. There's little ghosties, all kinds. I made there's a little treasure chest here. So I made the little treasure chest. I don't know if you can see it with that light. Here, I'll take the light off. It's easier to see. There, I'll pull it back. Yes. So
Cool.
I'm pushing the Thunder Bay stuff hard because I'm telling you guys, we have every kind of spookiness. Like, think of some of the videos that I've sent to you and we've shown on here of ufology type stuff that I've shown on here before.
Mm-hmm.
I know I've sent those to you. Have you seen any UFOs out there yet?
No, but you know what I'm going to do? My back porch, because my backyard is all surrounded by woods, but the middle of my yard is not covered. It's just the woods are on the outside. So on my deck in back, because my birthday is on Sunday. I'm not saying that because I want the happy birthdays and shit.
I thought it was in May. I knew it was coming up though. Happy birthday. It's my friend Erica's birthday today too. She won't be watching, but happy birthday, Erica.
Thanks. But on my little deck in back, and it's up in the air because my yard goes like this and my house, you know, and the deck's up here. But anyway, for my birthday, I'm going to go buy myself a telescope so I can do some CE5. I'm going to do some CE5 on because it's, except for the trains, it's very quiet out here. And there's not a lot of light. So it's kind of cool.
Everybody's wishing you happy birthday. Well, next Saturday is your birthday, or this Saturday?
This Sunday.
Oh, well, that was Sunday. Then it's your birthday party tonight. You should have told me. Well, we haven't had a chance to chat. We've both been.
Yeah, I don't really do much birthday for myself, though. I know.
It's Dave's birthday party for the rest of the show. Next half hour.
Well, next 20 minutes. Yay! Yeah. But
I have that other video. Do you want me to pull that guy up?
Yeah. Pull some videos out.
Because I download lots of videos for the shows, and then I don't always get to show them. I should make sure I'm on my messenger. Hang on, guys. I'm on.
You know, this is really weird. Anybody else who's had an NDE, and you'll probably go with this. Whenever I think about stuff, like even like it's going to be my birthday and all that stuff, my starting point is always 2015. I'm always thinking about that's my starting point. From there
really?
on. Yeah. I mean, I know I had life before that and I have memories, but whenever I think about something, the person before 215 is different than the person after 215. So I always think
you don't even look the same.
Yeah, that's the weird thing.
Mine was as a toddler, so I don't remember it like you. But like I say, when people are talking about that, there's not enough words to describe, say, the colors and the music and all of that stuff. It's like I can remember it and feel it and see it.
Yeah.
So it's not quite the same. Okay,
No.
I'm going back to the little kitties here. Do you want me to pull it up?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a little one. This is one from a while ago. You might have seen this because I think this was on TikTok. Let me see. Everybody's saying happy 9th birthday, Kelly said to you, Dave.
Oh, yeah. It's been 9 years ago since I died. Okay, so that's weird. It's weird to say that.
Okay, so I don't know how well we'll see that. We'll see. Okay, let's see if I can play this one. This is a little one here. Let me see. I'll start right at the beginning. what it says is mother has a talk to her daughter about grandma. The strange thing is her girl doesn't know her grandma, or this woman it's her mom's nickname. And then you're going to hear what she says. There's a couple clips in here.
And she says, "Hi, Jamila."
Cheese.
Oh, it was quick. There's a longer clip.
Cheese. What you doing?
It won't let me make it bigger.
What you see?
I got it again. See you tomorrow.
What? What you see?
Yeah.
Who are you saying hi to? Who are you saying hi to? Dude, you need to stop that. You're freaking me out. Come on.
Where are you waving at, Liv?
There's the clip again with the little girl, so you guys get to see it again. Always believe your kids, and I agree with that. And your animals.
Was she
There, it goes back to
did you grandma almost couldn't walk?
She was old. She could walk, but she was old. Okay?
Mommy, your grandma's here. And she says, "Hi, Jamila."
What?
Your grandma's here. And she says, "Hi, Jamila."
Follow for more.
Oh, sorry, that's okay. So that let me turn it off before it keeps going here, guys. Hang on. So I think people got the gist of it, but if you didn't, that little girl, I guess she never met her grandma. Her grandma passed away before she was born, and she was telling her mom who was there, and the nickname that I think it's the grandma or the mom used to call, I guess, this little girl's mom. That's why all these parents are getting freaked out. Good way to give your kid trauma, eh, Dave?
Yeah. Do you know what I have to think and I'm not, the reason I believe in stuff like that is when I was very young, I think I was about 9 or 10. My grandmother was very sick, and she was on the couch. She was in pain, and they were trying to help her, and she kept screaming. She wanted her medicine and all that stuff. And they kept telling her, "We can't give it to you till the ambulance gets here," or whatever. And I was so distraught. I went around the corner and I said, "Please, God, please don't let grandma hurt anymore. Please, please don't let her hurt anymore." Anyway, the ambulance came and got her. And the next day they called me up. My dad said, "Your grandmother passed away last night." And the first thing I did, my dad said, "Who are you talking to?" I looked up in the air and I said, "I didn't mean bump her off. I just meant I wanted to No, that's literally what I said. And anyway, so that next night I had a dream, and it was my grandmother, and she was sitting on a chair, and she had this beautiful what are those called? Like those garden terraces above her, and it had plants, and she was just like this. And she went back to me in my dream as if I was a little kid. I remember seeing that. And I told my parents, I said, "Yeah, I had a dream about grandma last night." And I told them about the terrace and the trees. And they're like, "Really?" Well, they went in and got a picture. I never saw my grandmother young. I never did, because she was older by the time I was old. And it was her. It was that picture.
Oh,
it was
wow.
that picture. So I've always said, "Oh, yeah, I know, I believe every kid whenever they see stuff," because that was my experience. I was like, "Nope, I've had that experience. There's nothing for me to ever say that ain't real," because I know the experience.
I'm going to read Shannon's comment in just a minute, but I'm going to add to, when parents out there, if you hear your child say to you, they have an imaginary friend, start asking questions about who they are and what they're seeing. And it's not always negative. It could be a positive thing, but I don't think it's an imaginary friend. I have yet to meet a child at that age, because if it was an absolutely normal thing, every single child would have an imaginary friend pretty well. Okay, you would. Yeah. But you don't always get that.
A lot of mediums and spiritual people, mediums, shamans, all these people who delve in the spirit world, we all remember pretty much from children hearing the invisible friend, or talking to the invisible friend, and knowing going, Wow, that totally was not my imagination. That was actually there.
No,
Because
it
they're
was
still
there.
here. They're still
Well, I
here.
think about the monsters that we all like. I was always thinking there was monsters and scary things. And then I've shared before in our new home in this city. I've lived in Thunder Bay my whole life. It was built from the ground up. My parents bought it brand new. And the first summer I moved in there when I was between 7 and 8, I turned 8 in the August. As soon as the snow melted until it fell again, every night at 3 a.m., I would wake up completely blue, unable to breathe. Like, and I'm a nurse. I know what asthma is. I remember it very vividly at that age. What happened? I was terrified to go to sleep. They did diagnose me eventually with asthma, but it just seemed to stop after. And every single freaking night, and believe me, I didn't know about the paranormal at 8 years of age. I have no idea why it happened, and it was terrifying. So I'm going to read Shannon, or you want to read Shannon's comment because it's you.
Go ahead. Shannon Casey said, your NDE, Dave, is the same year as my best friend and same cause. Weird thing is how many people all had the same as you at the same time. You're the fourth. Well, I'm sure there's a lot of people, but not everybody said some. That's kind of cool. I think that year was a big turning point for things for some reason. I don't know if anybody else remembers 2015, but 2014, there is some kind of energy in 2014. I know it drove me up a wall. And then I ended up getting sepsis and were they misdiagnosed? I was misdiagnosed by a doctor. And that's why I had sepsis for so long. That's why it got so bad and the pneumonia. But that's really cool. I think that's very cool. And I'm glad that they all made it back.
Did you just hear that noise? What you were talking? I don't know. If
I did. Did you hear it? Where did it come from? I thought that was.
It kind of sounded almost like Bigfoot. Like, did you hear that? Like, I heard that. I'm surprised nobody heard it. Well, we haven't got Z-Sun Dragon here. Usually, him or Nicole. I did. I heard it, and you were talking, so I didn't want to interrupt you. And it wasn't long. It was like a millisecond, but it was a really deep, and it wasn't a growl. It was just kind of, and it wasn't your tummy. I know that, or mine.
There's no monsters in my closet.
So, well, we do get EVPs on the show, so maybe it was an EVP. We'll have to see if anybody else heard it. I forgot to mark what time it was. I'll kind of have an idea looking at it. Well, actually, I guess usually got a timer on StreamYard, but I don't know if I see that. I'll know where it is. Let me see if I put it up here. Nope. I'll just have to remember. Oh, Julie heard it. Yeah. I don't know what it was. So you heard it too, Dave, while you were talking?
I heard something while I was talking and I thought it was by you. And I'm like, I don't know what that is. And
it sounded like it was coming from you. It was a ghost in the machine.
It could be a ghost in this room. I've got all my drums in here too. Because I journey with my drums. You know?
Oh, I was going to say, are your ghosts playing the drums for us tonight?
No. I have my favorite drum is my buffalo drum. But this buffalo drum is actually, it's not, it's vegan.
Carrie Lynn, didn't you post that you got a drum somebody sent you? I think it was you. And it was, oh my God, David, it was so beautiful. It had this, maybe I'm thinking of somebody else. I thought it had like a Bigfoot painting on the front. It was absolutely gorgeous. David, that's beautiful.
And that's got
wow.
Free and back.
Oh my goodness, that's gorgeous.
You guys, I will tell you, even if you're not into shamanism or anything, learn how to journey. Learn how to journey because it's amazing.
Kasoon, who's over in Sri Lanka, says Bigfoot just teleported from Lorilei to Dave's.
It probably came in through my teleportation closet. That's what I'm going to refer to that as. So when you guys send me bad juju, it's going to end up in my closet. So.
Well, Julie said she loves your drum, David. I have a drum too. I use it for shamanic journeys.
That's right, you do. Don't you love that? I tell you, shamanic journeying is it's just the shit. I just love it.
Well, I was going to say, though, for people looking for an amazing animal communicator, and she's also a shamanic practitioner, JulieJeanBassett.com. She's amazing. I know she's helped me with 2 of my animals quite a bit, and I took an animal communication course with her. And I had quite some incredible healing with her too. And, even though we do healing work, I know I do it, David does it. I always think it's nice to be able to consult a practitioner when you're like, it's the same thing as a nurse, right? You're not usually going to diagnose yourself. It's good to go to somebody objective and completely not involved with the situation.
Yep, I always do that too. You know what it is? Do you hear? It's starting to storm here again.
Oh, I've meant to mention that we had our first storm, and I usually tell you guys, but knock on wood, the signal seems to be holding okay, because I think we're supposed to have a thunderstorm tonight, and it's been raining. And we all survived the eclipse. Remember, we said we were going to mention that. We all survived and actually Mel and Gail Willis were on right after, because I told you all I was going to see you on the Angel Rock on Monday after the eclipse, and look at that.
And you know what? I did start to float up in the air, and my sock and my shoe dropped off, but then I just fell back. They're like, no, thanks.
I did watch, and I noticed, though, and us included here, we were only supposed to get 75% to be able to see it at peak. I forget what they were calling with the prime or whatever it was at peak time, right? And I noticed that it almost looked like smoke painted like pentagrams in the sky a couple days before. I'm not getting conspiracy theory. I'm just saying it's the most I've seen. I even took a video of it, and I never do. And we had rain and cloud. You couldn't see anything. And we had our glasses. We even tried. And people that went to massive, massive places where it was 100% visibility, I believe almost everybody had cloud and rain. So what we got were telescopes people could see.
It was very uneventful for me. I mean, it didn't even get dark here. It didn't do anything. Not by me anyway. Not that I noticed. I had, I had 1 million people asking me, oh, we're worried about Judgment Day. I'm like, oh, that doesn't happen.
Oh, Toronto. I was watching it live. I don't know who it was, because I was watching on TikTok and YouTube, right? And people were shouting out the name of their person they worship within their religious practices all around the sky, like everybody. And this guy's going, are you serious, dude? Like you're really serious about this? And then some guy goes by, because it did get dark in Toronto, because I know Niagara Falls is supposed to be the best place to see it. Not that that's Toronto. There's a couple hours difference.
Isn't that where they sang in Niagara Falls? Didn't a big group of people sing "Here Comes the Sun"?
I don't know. I forgot to ask somebody. Yeah. I forgot to ask. I know somebody in Niagara Falls. I forgot to ask them, because they were in a state of emergency for the whole week, because there was over 1 million people coming from around the world. Bless you. So Kelly said it looked like someone took a small bite of the sun. And Julie said someone posted a meme the other day of filling people-shaped balloons so that people thought the rapture was happening.
Yeah, everybody. Yeah, that was the big meme where everybody's saying we should fill up blow-up dolls with helium balloons and watch them float away. And Neil, somebody did an AI. The people, whenever I see people floating up in the air, guys, I always remember the movie Logan's Run and Carousel. So if anybody knows Logan's Run and Carousel, they'll know what I'm talking about. To me, that's what I was thinking. That's going to be their Judgment Day when that happens. Carousel. Did you ever see Logan's Run, Lorilei?
I might have when I was young, but I don't watch a ton of movies.
Here, I'm going to find.
I told you my guilty pleasure. Everybody knows Supernatural. That is my guilty pleasure. Like I've started rewatching it again. So I'm on season 1. Oh, we got Joe Montaldo in the background here. Hello, Joe Montaldo. We got the owner of our network here. So we want to give him a huge shout out, because he provides this amazing space for us to do our show. So he's hiding in the background. And Sean says, renew. And Nicole says, never remember it.
I just found it on YouTube, Carousel.
Okay, so what was it?
it's on Logan's Run, and it's in the beginning. In Logan's Run, the premise is when you hit 30, you have to they off you, and then you renew and get reborn. So nobody's ever old.
Oh, okay. So this makes sense now. Okay, Sean
So
says
Carousel, when Carousel, like they say, Capricorn 15, report to Carousel. Then all these people get on this big round thing, and it starts to turn. And as it's turning, they start to float up in the air. And as they float up in the air, a laser hits them and they explode.
oh,
And
geez, sounds
and
exciting.
because they roped all these young people into thinking that, you know, they reincarnated right away. But that's what it reminds. That's what the Rapture reminds me of. Carousel, a bunch of people going up, except they all get hit by a laser beam instead.
Okay. Well, we got Supernatural fans in here too. So Julie says, I like Supernatural too. And Contessa Martin says she's rewatching Supernatural as well. And because you know what the biggest fascinating thing for me was, because I kept thinking, who has the imagination to come up with all these monsters and stuff like that? Yeah. And so I started looking them up. And I realized that somebody had done their homework, because a lot of those storylines were based on the legend and lore of what was going on out there.
I think didn't the show Grimm do that as well?
Oh, I forgot about that show, Grimm. I think that was more based off of Grimm's fairy tales, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, they had all that, like certain people were certain groups of monsters, and they couldn't. I know 2 of them were going to get married, and they were against the mixing of the 2 breeds of monsters. I don't know. I love all that kind of stuff. I think it's kind of fun to watch. So I never did watch Supernatural, though. I never watched it, and I should have. I watched like 5 Ghost Whispers before I said, okay, now this, because everybody kept going, oh, it's based off real mediums, how they see stuff. I'm like, yeah, whatever. But I didn't care for that show at all. I wanted to watch Supernatural, but my what's my call it my attention span for I'll never watch a series. That's the only thing wrong with me. I've watched bits and pieces, and it was really good too.
Well, it's kind of addicting, though, because in the beginning, especially what the premise was, the guy that wrote it, and he's now doing The Boys, and most of the people from Supernatural seem to be migrating over there. But he wanted a premise where there was some ghost investigation and monsters, right? And their thing is hunting things and saving people, basically. But he wanted them to be driving a cool car and have classic rock. And so the first couple seasons, they had that, and then they've got the most incredible black Impala, and it's all pimped out in the trunk, and it's got all the sigils and symbols and all the monster tools to take care of practically everything. And the thing is, they went into sometimes a bit of a storyline, but sometimes they would get into different monsters and lore, like vampires and fairies, and I mean everything you could think of, and haunting. So it was really good paranormal story with, it seemed a good way to kind of teach some of the legend and lore and information that was out there.
Speaking of vampires, I want to see Renfield. I still haven't saw it, but I was glad they made a movie called Renfield, because I was years ago, I was in a musical called Dracula the Musical. It was a comedy. And me and I played Dracula, and me and Renfield had a bunch of stuff together, and I had never heard of who Renfield was before that. So when Renfield came out with Nicolas Cage and all that, I still never saw it. But vampire movies, did you hear about the new one called, what is this one? I just found it for us, Abigail.
No.
It's a little girl. They get trapped in there, and she just takes out everybody. But watch the trailer.
Not one thing in the legend and lore, but I think that was a line they don't cross, because you've got this child that you can't control, and it never ages, right? If you go with legend and lore. So
yeah, and that's what Abigail, I don't know what Abigail's, how they get in there, but they kidnap this little girl, apparently all these people, and they're supposed to guard her until morning, and she ends up being a vampire.
Okay, so Contessa says she can't wait. She can't wait for
Abigail. Right. I know. I want to see it. I really, and I'm not really much of I don't like horror / movies at all. I kind of think they're, and monster movies really don't do too much for me, but I do like a good scary vampire movie or something like that, just for fun. Now, if you guys like vampires, go start watching What We Do in the Shadows. Best.
Oh, you've mentioned that one before.
Oh God, it is the best. It is the best show. It's really good, and the effects are amazing. Amazing.
I have to definitely check it out. We are almost
funny too. It's really funny.
Less than 5 minutes here, and then we're gonna have to sign off. But you guys know that you don't have to go anywhere, because the second night of the Outer Realm with the incredible and amazing Michelle DeRoche and Amelia Pisano is coming up. So you guys definitely want to check that out. We have a minute or two still left, but I wanted to tell you before you sign off, because you got to hang around. I told you guys we got programming, multiple shows live, 7 days a week. So David, how are you? I guess let's hope you don't have any ghosties with your ghost under the cupboard in your house there. Oh, wait, before I get anywhere, we got to read these comments here. Never mind. I was going to say about your birthday, but Abigail, Kelly says, yes, Abigail can't wait. And then about, what did you say?
What We Do in the Shadows.
What We Do in the Shadows. So Michelle Plummer says, hilarious cast. And Julie Jean Bassett said, what channel is that show?
Where can you watch?
And Kelly doesn't want us to go. She's going, no. But then you're going to have another show up right after us. So you have to just come back next week, and the week after, and the week after, and the week after, and check out some of the other shows on the network too. So you have to check that out.
Oh, I think it's on Hulu. It is on Hulu.
Okay. So you have to check that out and see what it's like.
It's really a good show. They stay true to the vampire lore too, all of it, every bit of it, because it's supposed to be like it's supposed to be filmed like the MTV stuff, the MTV Beach House and all that, like a reality show.
I couldn't figure out why Joe is hanging out, because I usually ask him, do you want to come on? It's only his network. He's going to be the guest on Outer Realm. You guys want to check him out. He has so much knowledge and information, and you name it. He's very affiliated. I've talked about it many times on this show, in the Angel Rock iCar. Go there. He's done research. Remember, we've mentioned the red hair, green eyes, Rh negative blood, the whole bit. So you guys definitely want to check this show out after. It's going to be a great show. It's always a great show. We always tell you that, and it is, but with having Joe on there. So Shannon says that, and we're in Canada here, you're in the US. So she says Disney has What We Do in the Shadows.
Okay.
So Dave, we're going to find you, because we are signing off. Just a minute.
Everybody, if you would like to know anything more about me, book a reading, or just kind of discover something new, please go to my website, theywhispertome.com. If you can also see me on my YouTube channel and my Facebook group called The Spirit Experience, and I'm at Medium David Hanzel on TikTok and Instagram. Go ahead, Lorilei.
All right, everybody. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. We love you guys. Without you guys, David and I would just be having a very interesting conversation by ourselves. So we love what you add to the show, and we love having you here. So please don't forget to join me on Monday nights here with the Angel Rock, 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I think Sonia Roy's coming on. I'm not sure. She's been on the Angel Rock before. Fascinating. Used to be a Royal Canadian Mounted Police officer, and super incredible medium, has lots to do with the paranormal, super interesting lady. So if you ever want to get a hold of me, I do readings, I do psychic mediumship, Akashic records, I do energy healing, I also do teaching and mentoring. You can get a hold of me on facebook.com/Angel Rock, or better yet, you can just reach out to me on Facebook Messenger. It's fastest, quickest, easiest way to get a hold of me, under Lorilei Potvin. Don't forget, I will be joining Jonathan, who is in the chat tonight, with him on as a guest on his show tomorrow night. And I think that's everything. Don't forget to join our group. We always forget to tell you, thing at the foot of the bed, Lorilei Potvin, David Hanzel. When we get to 200, we're at 100, almost 100. I think we're at 99. 200, David and I are going to start going live in there to do random readings and things like that. And we need you to vote on picking what you guys want to be called. It's pinned to the top of the group. I think that's everything, Dave?
That sounds like everything to me. You guys, thank you so much for joining us this evening. Please stay tuned for the next show on UPRN and look us up and we'll look you up.
Okay, so we'll see you next week, guys. Stay spooky. Okay, you
Stay
ready?
spooky.
Are we doing
Yeah.
our usual?
Let's try it. 1, 2, 3. What's at the foot of your bed?
I think we almost did it. We almost did it.
Almost.
Guys
We're
know
so
we
close.
did it all at once. All
Yeah,
right,
we've
everybody.
been-
We'll see you next week. We love y'all. Okay, take care.
Bye.
Bye.